Guys, the Red Cloak here, and today I have a little video about Shoto Todoroki's potential and what it can come up to when he faces Dabi, or when he becomes a hero, or when he's going to decide to be a pro hero. I don't think it's a stretch to say that Shoto is one of the most flawless heroes in Class 1A. He doesn't really seem to have a weakness, but the only weakness he has is sometimes his crutch or mental stability. Shoto has shown multiple times that he has the strive and drive and has the power to be a hero, but the only thing that's stopping him is his own mental stability and his lack of using his firepower, and the lack of training he used with his firepower since he neglected it in a young age once his mother left. I'm not here to tell you guys that Shoto is one of the strongest in Class 1A and he's one of the best. No, I'm just here to tell you guys about his insane potential. And if you guys want to see my other theory where I said Tokoyami and Shoto must fight Dabi in the end game, you guys can go check that out. I think it's time that we discuss Shoto's insane potential and how he will use it to finally put an end or defeat Dabi once and for all. Before you guys even decide to do all that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit that bell notification, always stay notified in case I upload My Hero Black Clover Jitsu Kaisen content. And now we can get right into discussion of Shoto Todoroki's development and how his potential is through the roof. Now we know Endeavor wanted to surpass All Might, and we know the only way he did that was creating Shoto Todoroki, having a half hot, half cold quirk. And Dabi could have surpassed All Might, but he inherited Rei's weak constitution, constantly burning himself, and that sadly led to his demise, or quote-unquote demise. But Shoto didn't inherit that. He inherited, even though he didn't have enough firepower just like Dabi, but he had the quirk that could cool him down when he's being a hero. He can now use this quirk to the advantage. But the only thing that was so bad about this is that Shoto didn't want to use Endeavor's flame side because he saw Endeavor as the reason why his mother left. I won't drag Shoto for doing it because from his circumstances, it looked like Endeavor was the reason why Rei left, but now we get a better insight on why she left. I never really believed that Shoto one day, with him mastering his half hot, half ice quirk, that he could one day surpass All Might. Was Endeavor capping? Most likely, but he could have been onto something. Maybe Shoto can surpass All Might. Heck, maybe Shoto can surpass everyone in Class 1A with enough training and enough firepower by using his left side and right at the same time. Heck, we saw Shoto when he finally used his flame side for the longest time. He was able to beat Deku, who off the bat was using 100% on his body. And this Deku was insanely strong. People keep on sleeping on it. Deku, yes, he was destroying his body, but he was still distributing 100% throughout his body, and Shoto was able to beat him. Shoto just starting to use his flame side, already demolished Deku, and if he really wanted to in the sports festival, he could have demolished Bakugo, but he didn't because of his mindset. He didn't know how to feel about using his fire side. He didn't know how to feel. He didn't know if this was actually helping Endeavor's cause. He didn't know that if he was betraying his mother's trust. Shoto's weakness is not in the quirk itself. It's because of him. He is the weakness. He needs to have a better mindset, a clearer head, because when Shoto isn't mentally there, he isn't the strongest. He just doesn't know what to do when he's not mentally there. You could see it when he was versing Dabi in the Paranormal Liberation War arc, and we could see it when he was versing Bakugo in, the sports festival. Not trying to bash Shoto, because I don't blame him for having this mindset because of his childhood. Of course he's going to have this type of mindset, not be able to understand what is going on, not be able to understand what is the right thing to do right now. And Shoto had this mindset lately when he versed Dabi, when he found out Dabi was a criminal. He didn't know what to do, what to think about what Toya has finally become. Even at the start, when Shoto didn't use his flames, he was still considered one of the strongest, probably behind Bakugo and probably still behind Deku if he just used his ice quirk, but he was still considered the strongest because of how hard he trained with his ice quirk and tried to make it his own. We saw in the Hero Rising movie that Shoto can go below zero and to ice up his enemies, which he did to that fox guy Chimera in the movie. Shoto was able to do it because he listened to Endeavor's teaching, going below zero, going beyond cold. With a joint training arc with Class 1B, we already saw Shoto use his flames and his ice at the same time, beating Tetsu, but it ended up in a draw because Shoto could not stand the fact that he was using his flames and ice at the same time, giving him frostbite and giving him burn. Yes, Endeavor was bad at being a father, but we can now agree that he was right about Shoto having the potential to surpass All Might. Heck, like I said, he could even surpass his classmates in Class 1A because his potential is through the roof. The only thing stopping him is himself. No quirk, nothing about his quirk is stopping him. it's just him. And the only reason why he lost to Dabi or to Toya is because he wasn't mentally there. Deku even admitted that Shoto is the one really hurting right now because he found out that his brother is now alive and is now a villain, and now he has to fight him. And not only that just messes up his mental stability because he can't fight his brother, and he can't even win because his firepower isn't enough to beat Dabi. Shoto needs an upgrade, and he needs to upgrade fast if he wants to compete with Dabi and finish him off once and for all. Now we know that Shoto's flames aren't as hot as Endeavor's or Dabi's, so he's kind of at a disadvantage. But what he does have is his ice quirk. And you guys may be asking, what is ice quirk going to do to Dabi? He can cool himself down. He can cool Dabi down. He can go below 0 when he wants to. Maybe Dabi could also use the blue flames to get out of it. But maybe Shoto needs different flames. Maybe this is going to be his quirk awakening. Having different flames. Something hotter than Dabi's blue flames. Something violet. Something that is higher in the flame spectrum than blue. Because we know it will not be orange or red, since on the flame spectrum it is shown that blue flames are hotter than red and orange flames. This be his quirk awakening? Yes, but no. Maybe his quirk awakening is going to be him finally be able to use his flame side and his ice side at the same time, and not only that, while cooling himself down and while heating himself up at the same time. But I stand with everyone in saying that Shoto doesn't get anything or an upgrade or a quirk awakening. He stands 0 chance against Toya Todoroki / Dabi. I think it's apparent that Endeavor may not be in this story for long, because his development, in my opinion, is kind of over, and I don't think he's going to be there when he's fighting Dabi by himself. I don't think Shoto will have Endeavor by his side. It'll be only Shoto and some friends of selection to help him take down Dabi once and for all. But when that does happen to Shoto, he's going to need a power-up, or he's going to need mastery over his flames and his ice at the same time. And like I said, he could maybe get different flame colors. You guys could decide that, or Horikoshi can decide, hey, maybe Shoto needs different flames on the flame spectrum. He maybe needs it to finally put Dabi to rest, or finally get Dabi in jail. But I think when it comes down to it, I think the most likely one is Shoto finally using his ice and flame side at the same time, and finally mastering his flames. He can finally use it without having mental stability, or just being mentally blocked, or burning himself like the way he did against Tetsu. And maybe when he's using his ice quirk, he can finally go below 0 without knocking out or passing out. And maybe when he does get mastery over his quirk, he can maybe be known as one of the best heroes in Class 1A. Heck, one of the best heroes of his generation, surpassing All Might, and not only that, surpassing his father, Enji Todoroki. That is all I had to say for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell notification to always stay notified whenever I upload a video. And this has been the Red Cloak. I'll be signing off, and I'm out, guys. Peace. Have a great day.